Hi Leo, my ascendant brothers and sisters, welcome to your week ahead tarot with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign, so remember to watch them all for all three so that you know which part of you I resonate with most as a reader. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise. They help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So if you are a continued subby, you know Rafi loves you. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose, and this resonates, hit that subscribe button. All right, for your key to the week, you have the Lovers card. Choice, and more choice abounds, right? So remember the Lovers card. Yes, love, relationships, partnerships are definitely going to be on a lot of minds this week. I do feel like a lot of you are potentially, maybe going through the process of releasing a relationship this week. Maybe this is where you're really starting to say to yourself, like, wow, you know what? There really is nothing else that I can do. There's nothing else that I can give. There's nothing else that I can, do, be, offer, bring to the table in order to save this, right? Now, your jumping card was the Star card. Okay. I'll see you, tarot, out here trying to do a little something. So, and the other thing is, remember the Lovers card is love. It is relationships. It is how we connect on that interpersonal level. And it is also choice. It represents the choices and the decisions that we make. Now, for a select few of you, this might be you envisioning the kind of love that you want for your future. And for some of you, you might be getting a glimpse at what that looks like. The Star card is a glimpse into the future. It's kind of where we get a chance to see something from afar. This is a moment where we kind of get a look at something to say, okay, if things continue as they are, or, I continue to evolve the way that I do, this is likely to, to be what happens or unfolds or where I find myself. This is a card of hope. And because it shows up in your actions, what this tells me is you've come through the challenge, right? Whatever the challenges or the issues were, you've come through the hardest part of it and you're now on the other side. What this also tells me is for those of you that are going through breakups or have been through something of that nature, your future in love, your relationship for the future looks very, very bright. I am going to tell you though, it looks very different to what you imagine or envision, all right? Just because the Star card is Aquarius ruled, and Aquarius is anything but conventional. So just something to note. Now, in terms of the options that are available to you, this is options that are available to you when it comes to new technology. For a select few of you, this is likely to have something to do with big plans that you have for where you're taking your work, your profession, your studies, for what you're getting involved in, and some of the connections that you are tying yourself to. Some of the new groups and associations that are coming in here are absolutely wonderful. So this could be great. For your communications and conversations, you have the Emperor. So in a lot of ways, the Emperor as a communications card means that you are kind of laying down the law this week. You are getting clear on your boundaries. You are reasserting yourself. You're maybe enforcing something that up until now, maybe you haven't. Because you've got this with the Star card, for some of you, this could see you taking some kind of online course, doing some kind of online learning. For others, this could be that you are choosing to prioritize yourself in another way and saying, you know what, maybe right now there's another place that I can put my time, my effort and my energy that's going to be more effective. This is about you really starting to understand what you need to be doing in the here and now to get the results that you're envisioning. Now, for those of you that are studying or in some form of academia, I really like this because it means that you're continuing down the right path. When it comes to those of you that are employed by somebody else, this could be a conversation with your boss or some superior who is in a position of authority, or maybe is in the position that you want, that is helping you build out the steps, the bridge, or even just the direction that you need to go in order to achieve the goals that you're hoping to. A lot of this can, I don't know if you've ever heard this, when people talk about manifesting, they sometimes say that sometimes all you need to do is make a choice. Make a choice and head in that direction. This week, I actually feel like that's what you're doing, but you're doing this with some kind of professional help or backing. For those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, people that are working for themselves, same kind of energy. There's some kind of coaching here, some kind of coaching. Maybe you're having a good stern talking to from somebody that you really care about, potentially somebody that's quite not aggressive. Maybe their approach is aggressive, but potentially somebody whose approach is quite progressive. This is somebody who, really does have foresight, somebody that has the gift of foresight, somebody that really does know how to read the energies, the trends, the themes of things that are shaping up, over a certain period of time. I like this because there's a backing here. There's somebody supporting you, and maybe not in a way that they expected to, or even you expected to. For some of you, the choice that you might be making as a person who's doing that, you might be taking it upon yourself to say, you know what, this is what I need. I think you're the person to do it. Will you be my teacher? Will you be my mentor? Will you be my coach? Whatever the case might be. For those of you that are retired and no longer working, this I actually feel is there's potentially a young person in your family who is acting out, maybe having problems with school, and I kind of feel like whoever this person's parents are, they're at their wits' end, and it's like, you know what, I need to outsource this. And you being the older person in the family, I think I'm going to be the one that kind of says, listen, I love you a lot, but you need to get your shit together. And sometimes, listen, I'm probably going to get destroyed in the comments for this, but I don't even care, to be honest with you. There comes a point, right? I was a young person. I sound like an old man now, don't I? I was a young person once. I mean, I'm still relatively young, darling. I'm only 30, only 38. I'm still relatively young. But there were points where actually what I didn't need was more coddling or looking after. There were points where I needed someone to say, come on, boy, get your shit together. What the fuck are you doing? Do you know what I mean? Like, most of the time we need love, we need support, we need gentle coaching. Sometimes what we need is a boundary, right? A firm, hard line in the sand that says, look, you're taking the piss, back it up. Or, you know what? Get it together. Right? Sometimes what we need is that. And I think this is a part of what the world is lacking at the moment. There's too much of this marshmallow business out there for my liking. Anyway, soapbox moment over, right? So if you are retired and no longer working, if you are the grandparent, the great aunt, if you are the matriarch, the patriarch, the matriarch, whatever the case might be, you may need to step in here. And I actually think that what the person in question / teenager or young person in question needs is somebody to kind of give them the no, enough, get it together, this is how we proceed, right? Sometimes, and I know this was true for me, not always, in fact most of the time not, but 9 times out of 10, I had it, right? What I needed was someone to really just talk it out with me. Every so often, what I actually needed was someone to take the reins and say, listen, no matter how much you think you know, no matter how grown you think you are, you don't know best here. Let me take it from here. I didn't have that. So unfortunately, I had a lot of things that I had to figure out on the way, right? If you are in a position to be that hard line in the sand for someone, be the hard line in the sand. Be the villain for a moment. That's, do you know what? I'm just going to keep my mouth shut because I swear if I go on a rant. Right, you guys know about Raffy rants. You love them. Most of you do anyway. Right. Your 3 of Wands when it comes to your love and relations. For those of you that are partnered, married, or in long-term commitments, this is you and a significant other doing something where you are potentially going into business together or thinking about a long-term venture, goal, or plan that really supports you, your partnership, your relationship, and potentially your family. What you're looking at here, if you've got one, what you're looking at here, though, is yeah, like what you're looking at here is this sort of need, or this, yeah, it feels like a need. Like this need to really look at the details to say, okay, yes, I can see how this is going to shape up. I can see how it's going to be brilliant. But what needs to be put in place to make this kind of happen or to come off? For those of you that are single, I love this. I gotta be honest, on your travels, whether short or long distance, there is potentially you and you meeting someone that's very different to you, somebody who is potentially older and wiser, or at least in their field very well respected. There is a meeting of minds here that absolutely captivates, and I think this is going to be very good and actually very healthy for a lot of you. So if you're single, your time has come. For your money and materials, you have the King of Pentacles. This is a great card for money, right? This is promotion kind of stuff. This is boost to the finances or the income, especially based on decisions that you make, moves that you make, some of which might to other people, it's not that they seem reckless, but it's like to the outside, maybe people look at what you're doing and they're like, yeah, I don't know if that's going to work, babe. You're looking at the long haul, right? You can see where you're going in the future, so it might not make sense to people in the now. And that's okay, right? But you are going to have to ignore the naysayers this week. You got to go your own way. You can go your own way. Sorry, I know I'm murdering Fleetwood Mac, but I got this to deal with, so I apologise. With those, when it comes to your physical health and vitality, this is probably one of my favourite cards for physical health and vitality. For those of you that have had health problems and issues, myself included, you're about to get it all back. You know that leonine mojo where you bounce back quickly from health issues and whatnot? You are about to get it all back, right? I love this card for health. What it also tells me is you've got to stay on that trend, which means really looking after yourself. A-grade everything, right? Providing your pockets will do it. Whatever, like, I'll give you an example. If what you need to continue on this health trend is good food, maybe you can't shop at Harrods or Marks and Spencer's if you live, or Waitrose if you live here in the UK. Okay, fine, but get the best that you have available to you with the means that you have. This is not scrimp and save stuff. When it comes to your health, be prepared to spend the money, because the long-term results that you get from it will absolutely be worth it. And then when it comes to the home and environment, this is actually some very good news that comes into the home, but I actually feel like this is about resources that are coming to the home. If you're planning to buy, purchase, or sell a home, this could be very good news for you. If you're planning to buy or sell a large item or a luxury item, potentially something that has technology attached to it or is technologically based, this bodes very, very well for you. So I'm totally here for it. All right. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.